Welcome one, welcome all. I am Bridger, and today we are jumping. That's right. I think I should retitle this entire series "Mistakes Were Made" because it fits the theme of me making a lot of mistakes with the rules and making some pretty big mistakes with the actual gameplay itself, like discounting Denmark a little too much. But one that I did catch from yesterday after the fact is that when a player realm is declared on, they gain 1 military power. Bots do that too, and I'm pretty sure I was doing that at least once or twice that the bots were getting hit by because it's in their flowchart, but I did not give myself any extra military power. So what I'm going to do is assume that I had it last time, and what I would have used it for is no, I'm just going to give it to myself this time. I'm not going to try to retcon. I'm just going to say I should have had one left over unspent from last time. So we have ourselves in a delicate situation, to say the least. We basically wound up spinning our wheels for the most part. We did pick up Pomerania. Unfortunately, we still have a problem with rebels and unrest. We've got rid of most of the unrest problems in Saxony. And this unrest situation, well, it's hard to resolve it with only 2-3 military power. So we're definitely going to resolve it, but then we're really in trouble because we won't be able to really make much in the way of troops except maybe one time. Our stability is also hurt right now because of an event from last time. The good news is I do have some very good cards, and we're going to pick those up right now. The other good news is that I really could subjugate Pomerania and then finally make use of this mission. I think that's the right play. That'll give me 4 prestige and get me kind of out of the hole that I've dug myself here. The other mission is to own and have large towns on 2 or more of my core provinces that were small at the start of the game. That shouldn't be a problem with the development card that I have in my hand. It'll cost me 2 to play it, and then it'll cost me once more each to convert a couple more small towns. So that's 4. So I can definitely do that with my admin power. The problem is I need more admin power to convert this province to Protestant, because it keeps coming up and being a problem. At the end of every round, there's some religious unrest there that is just being a thorn in my side. So I'll probably do a change national focus to bring a little bit more power over to here. Probably not from here, just 1 extra cube from diplomacy over to administrative so that I can also convert this province, which I now have under my control this turn, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I would also love to subjugate this vassal of Pomerania, but that might not be in the cards, because the other thing I'd really love to do is get some more allies. If I could get an ally out of any of these little 1 province minors. Why? Because a 1 province minor only costs you 1 diplomacy to, you have to put 2 in the area, and then you can get an alliance with them. And above and beyond that, it gives you 1 free manpower, and if they're adjacent to the target when you activate them, it gives you an additional manpower. So if I could get a bunch of little things, military powers, I mean to say. If I get a bunch, like 3 small areas, all of them having allies, again, I believe it costs, quite a bit of diplomatic power to do all this, but if I can slowly make that effort and just say Westphalia is going to be my army of allies, theoretically, maybe I'll get one of them as a vassal at some point. If I can do that, then anytime Denmark declares war on me, I will get 1, 2, 3 extra free manpower, if I understand this correctly. Sag says he cannot hear me. Let's uncheck our own thing and see. Free manpower. No, it sounds like it's working. So sorry about that, but that appears to be working fine. Yeah, that should be how it works. When I convert these 3 into active allies, they each give me 1 free manpower and 1 free military power. That's the big key, if they're adjacent to the target. Now, that won't help. And actually, Westphalia will also help against Austria if Austria declares war on me. So that's why this is a very good spot to get a bunch of influence down and then do a bunch of allies. Do a bunch of allies in forging an alliance. Costs only 1 because you do half the target's tax income. So because of the fact that you get half of their manpower, and because of the fact that you get, you only have to pay half their income, if you try to get an ally with an NPR that is 2 tax, like Pomerania or Lorraine, it's no better. You still get 1 manpower, and you still get 1 military power. So small allies are actually very good. I also wouldn't mind getting Poland as an ally because they've got 6, and that gets me a 3 for 1 alliance. The problem with the small allies is that it takes a lot of extra actions to ally all of them, and you might just get skipped over. So this is Age 2, Round 3. And as a result, we've got the growth of Dutch trade and Dutch declare independence, in addition to the Council of Trent, which is going to get some counter-reformed situations happening, it looks like. So I now have to decide how I'm going to take on cards. I know that there is a subjugate card within the top, so I could potentially get it there, but it would be nice if I didn't have to discard other cards. We shall see. The other thing I wouldn't mind getting is a diplomacy card that I would be able to use to replace Nils, who may... What's the situation with Nils? Is he going away this turn? Not according to what we can see. This card might make him go away. We'll have to find out. So I also wouldn't mind getting an admin card that gives me a bonus to stability. However, we've already mentioned how my current admin power is going to be stretched to the limit, simply converting what I've got and then playing this development to get the other mission. So I'm probably not going to look too hard into here. So let's go ahead and pull one of these cards. A royal marriage is nice to have. Let's go 1 more diplomacy. Another royal marriage. Wow, I'm drowning in royal marriages now. Fantastic. If you remember a few episodes ago, I couldn't find one to save my life. I'm going to grab a military card now, just in case I do get in a military situation. It could help. Okay. That could help if I had the extra, military power to use it. But sometimes there's cards that you can just play immediately, and they do some good stuff, like bonus cavalry hits or something. Anyhow, let's move on. I have to decide which of these to keep. It's not going to be military reform. I don't have the credits to spend. And I think I'll keep both royal marriages. This one to play as an actual marriage. This one to use as a diplomatic advisor at some point, I believe. That seems like the right play. So we're going to spend 4, which I have so many loans. I don't want to spend 4. But I'm also going to try to trade this turn and see what we can do with that. Okay. So we've paid that. Now we're also done with our missions. We've already got the ones we want. So it's time to start with Austria bot. This time, maybe. No mistakes. All right, let's try. Yeah, get real. So, Austria's actions. Austria is not at war with anybody. They made peace with Venice earlier, 2 turns ago, and they finished annexing Milan, so that doesn't exist either. It's most likely to declare war on Piedmont or Mantua, because it's got claims in the Lombardy at the moment. And if it does get both of them, which it very well might, because they're tiny, so it might actually... Oh, and Genoa. I didn't see Genoa. If it does get all 3 of those, then it will regain this to be part of the Holy Roman Empire. Lombardy will rejoin the Holy Roman Empire, and it will gain some imperial authority, if I remember correctly. I think that still counts even with the bot emperor. We'll find out. So, that all having been said, they are going to go down here to draw a card. Diplomacy, you say. 1, 2, 1, 2. And let's see, they're throwing away a Diplo card. There's my subjugate. Son of a gun. I should have taken the 3rd one. All right. So next up, we have to go down the diplomacy track. There it is. So do they have an alliance and a royal marriage on any NPR, and then it's an alliance, and then it's influence? So they do not have an alliance or a royal marriage. They do have some influence here in Bavaria. So I think that's the trigger that we're going to go with right now. Such an NPR with the highest tax income is an alliance possible? I believe it would be. In this case, it could either be Ulm or Augsburg or Salzburg, but it's going to pick Augsburg because it is closest to the beginning of the alphabet. And so they get an alliance and add a cube. And they're going to do that to here. And they're getting an alliance with Augsburg. All right. And then after they get that, they immediately end the turn. So time for Denmark bot. Denmark bot is ready to go. And Denmark bot is not at war. And I don't think they've got any rebels or anything either. You know, there are rebels in a province with Denmark bot. So let's see how it defines that. Is it under attack by enemies or rebels? Bot is considered under attack if enemy units or rebels are present in any of the bot's areas with bot's towns. So that does qualify here. So they go to defend. They're going to come defend for me. Thank you, Denmark bot. They're going to go kill those rebels so that I don't have to. They can't siege where they are. Is their army too? Yes. Is the army on the map? Yes. Yes. Invaders in area where bots... yeah, place the army where the largest invading force qualifies and go to land battle, and then it'll gain 1 if victorious. So before I forget, it spends 1 in order to perform the defend action, and then it moves here and it fights, and when it fights, all it does is roll 1 die for the rebels. Got him. Good job, rebels. Make them pay for it. All right. They are going to gain 1 bot power because they won the land battle, and then they end their turn, and it's straight over to me. So now I've got to decide exactly what I want to do first. It's always really difficult for me to figure out what I want to do first. But I think the very first thing is I'm going to spend 2 military power. Boy, I'm always nervous to do that. I want to get rid of this unrest. Oh, I'm going to convert because I will flip and forget if I don't do that right goram now. So converting, because this is the first time I've done this, I want to make sure I do it right, is an admit action. Must own 1 or more provinces in the area governed by the religion slot. Yes, I own 2 provinces here, and I have a vassal on the other 2. All provinces must be owned by realms of the same state religion. I believe vassals always have the same state religion as their overlords, so the answer is yes, they are all Protestant. If Protestant, oh, pay 1 less. Oh, that's nice. Maybe I don't have to do the change national focus I was concerned about. So I only pay 1. Change religion to your state religion. Add 1 unrest to your affected town and roll the rebel dice. Oh. Converting is going to cost, and it costs 3 ducats as well. So let's hold off on that and instead go on a trading spree. I want money. Oh, an exceptional year. This is exactly what we want to do. Exceptional year is perfect to play right now. So we are going to spend 2 diplomatic power to play exceptional year. We gain 9 ducats. Fantastic. And then we also get to remove unrest from one of our towns or vassals. So why don't we do it from the town? Beautiful. That gets us partway to where we want to be because we want money in order to raise troops to have an army standing there so that when the rebel dice are rolled, we have less chance of actually losing anything. Now we're back to Austria bot. And Austria bot successfully gained an alliance last turn. Let's see what they do this time. Convert and focus on war. So first, they are definitely going to spend 1. I don't think there are any areas. No, they have here. Oh, this is Protestant. They do have to convert that, it looks like. So let's follow the convert action. This will be the first time we follow the bots. Any areas with religious dissent, which I believe in this case... Okay, yeah, in this case, religious dissent is defined as not the current religion of the state religion. Is Catholic and all its areas are Protestant or vice versa? No. Only some of its presidents are. All provinces in a dissenting area owned by bot or by realms with the same state religion. Do NPR, I mean, I guess, are the NPRs considered to be this religion now? It's the first time I've come against this. So let's see, religion of areas. Oh boy, I should have looked this up. Okay. Probably have to look it up on page 14. I'm guessing it cannot convert there because it doesn't own all the areas. Not yet. Neither does it own it in Lombardy. Owned by realms of the same state religion as yours. How do you determine what an NPR's religion is my question. The state religion of an NPR at the start of the game is defined by the realm player aid. Okay, that's right. Boy, I forgot about that. So I guess the state religion of every realm in there is going to be considered Catholic. Which, yeah, because Protestantism doesn't exist at the beginning. So all of those are considered to be Catholic. I don't think I even have to look that up. So the question is, which one of these would it do? Would it do this or this? Let's go back and take a look. Convert area to state religion. Prefer area with own towns of most tax value. So it's going to do that first. So that, I believe, answers that question. This is 3. This is 4. So it's going to do it down in Lombardy there. And it scores 2 prestige for doing that. Come on. I convert. I don't get any prestige for it. What the hell? All right. Well, it gets Catholic, but not counter-reformed, because their state religion is actually Catholic, which is not the same, apparently. So instead, we just remove it, and it's back to being Catholic. And I believe that's the end of the bot's thing. I think it just cost them the 1 on the card, this card here. So that appears to be the end. So we go on to Denmark bot, and Denmark bot has dealt with the rebels. I just didn't remove them. So now they are going to pull a card. Idea. Okay. So I believe this is just going to be random because they do not have any cubes in the focus areas. So we're going to go ahead and roll this die. A 3 means an administrative idea. Let's go ahead and see what Denmark bot doesn't have yet. Doesn't have mine, so it's going to give me a prestige. Excellent. Unfortunately, it's going to get 2. So there's that. Yep, score prestige is normal, and then end turn. So back around to me. So I've done the whole nice year. I now think we want to trade. The other thing to remember is I think development costs less when you're Protestant. Is that one of the only like bonuses that you get as a Protestant faction in lieu of the Papal Curia thing? Yeah, they cost a discount of 1 to convert areas and the cost of playing the development action card. So that's that. Pretty nice. We're going to be able to use that soon. So before we do that, though, I want to trade. So let's go ahead. Apparently, I made some mistakes doing trades last time, so we'll see if we can play it correctly this time. Saxony, paper. That sounds good for us. What else is possible? Bordeaux, no. English Channel. Lubeck, unfortunately, I have not rebuilt my trading fleet. So Lubeck is not an option. It will be soon, I hope. So let's go ahead and pick Saxony. It's our only option here. Let's see what our trade power is and see if the bots... I mean, you know, I don't think... No, it does have towns adjacent to Saxony, I believe. So that means it has towns adjacent to the node. But in this case, we need to find Frankfurt, Nuremberg, Praha, and Mainz. So Praha is here. Frankfurt is here. Nuremberg is there. And Mainz is there. So now I have to find out. I don't think vassals count, which is very disappointing. Like, why am I bothering with all these vassals? It just so happens that Praha and Nuremberg are the two that I've got, and they are vassals, and I do not own them, so I think they do not apply to this trade. Diplomatic relations, non-player realms, trade. There we go. So trade power. 1 trade power for each key province you own that matches the trade powers in the activated node. Dang it. Ugh. I took over the whole place, and I can't get no respect. So I guess I just get the 6 that are on here, and then the merchant lays down. Now, 6 is pretty good, but 10 would have been awfully nice. So let me give myself the 6. And then we have to figure out if any bots can trade. And I think in this case, both can trade because both have things adjacent. So let's triple check that. Bot trading is on page 2. When a human trades, eligible bot realms may collect passive trade. All bots gain 2 if they also have 1 town adjacent to the selected node. So that counts for both of them. Unfortunately, they both get to trade. So they both gain 2 power. Now, maybe Vienna will trade. We'll see Austria trade in Vienna. That would be nice. Okay. So that was mine, and I did pick up 6 ducats, which will be pretty good, I hope. Next up, Austria bot. What are you going to do? Well, I think they're going to pull another card. A naval. Hey, oh man, could I get so lucky as to get Vienna on this card? That would be great. And we've got to pull a war card over there. No problem. Now, we go down the Naval Resolution. Any sea zone without bots ships adjacent to bots port. I believe that is the case, yes, because in the battle against the Venetians, they lost the ship there, and they never replaced it. So now we will be replacing it. Place ship inside a zone. Has the ship adjacent to any pirates? The answer is no. So we do the trade. Draw a trade card, and we'll drag it down here. Come on, bastards. Black Sea. Oh, Vienne. Vienne is a secondary trade node instead of the Black Sea. So we might be able to trade there after all. Let's see. Bots trade as part of their naval action. The action chart covers the passive trade income for other bots eligible to collect. Okay. Bots gain 3 if this is a topmost node they qualify for. Any node listed. So that, I believe, includes Vienna in the case of Austria. And they will gain 2 bot power. Now, East Indies, China, Japan. Novgorod is not actually on this map. Novgorod's way up here anyway. And the Black Sea is way down here, so that doesn't count either. So copper is only going to help Austria and maybe me, because I don't really remember how these secondary nodes work separately from primary nodes. So we're going to learn that here today as well. Try to beat it into my head so I don't have to worry about it again. Some trade cards have secondary trade nodes listed in parentheses. If the active player has a trade power not exceeded by any other player in an eligible secondary node, they may select that node and collect trade income as the lowest income row on the card. I, as the non-active player... Oh, selecting a secondary trade node also triggers trade income from the associated primary node for all players other than the active player. Okay, yep. So I can't trade in the secondary node no matter what. The Black Sea is activated, but that doesn't help me at all. So I believe that's the end of their naval turn because I can't do it. Move merchants of bots that gain the bot power to the topmost valid node of the card. It's already in Vienna, I think, and it never lays down, so that should be done. Has placed a ship this turn. Yes, it ends the turn. Okay, so now we go on to Denmark, who is going to pull another card. Diplomacy. Wow, it is burning through ideas or bot power here. All right, so diplomacy for the Danes. I don't see any. Oh, they have a royal marriage in Amsterdam. Let's see if they do something about that. They have 2 or more influence in any NPR adjacent to bot. No, it looks like they lost that influence in the Netherlands, I think due to an event or something earlier on. So do they have an alliance on any NPR with less than 2? The answer is yes. Select such an NPR with the highest tax income. Any free spaces, yes. Add 2 to the target's areas. So they're going to reinforce that alliance that they have with the Holland. The Holland, you know, that's how they like to say it. So that is here. Is an alliance possible? No, they already. Oh no, an alliance would be possible, wouldn't it? They only have a royal marriage, so place an alliance on there. Oh no, they do have an alliance. I misunderstood. Alliance possible. So no, can enter royal marriage. Yes. Now we roll to see if they get the royal marriage. Did they have the card they needed? A 3 is place a royal marriage in the target's capital. Congratulations, you two. I bet you're going to be doing great things. All right, and then end turn. Back to me. So we've taken care of that problem with the situation. Do we want to try? I'm going to try trading one more time. I'm in such desperate need for money right now. So we're going to pull 3 more cards, and this time we're hoping to get Vienna here. Or do I want to build first? You know what? No. We are going to recruit first in the hopes that I could put at least 1 ship out here. That way, if Lubeck comes up, I've got a better option to get that. So let's see what we can properly build with our 19 here. I would love to get 2 light ships, but that would cost me 8 ducats and leave me with 11 left, which would be 1 cavalry and 1 artillery. And honestly, that's not terrible. So we're going to clear it out. 1 cavalry, 1 artillery, and then 2 light ships. And we'll keep the 2 light ships together, I think. Probably put them here. Or actually, I don't think I can put them here because this can only build 1 ship. And I don't think I can build ships in my vassal areas. So I'm pretty sure. Well, maybe I can. I'll have to double check it. But generally speaking, these guys are defending trade and falling over. There we go. No, don't flip over. There we go. Close enough. But I do have 2 ports over here. Let's see if vassals can help me build ships. I'm learning so much new stuff. I cannot believe how insane it is to learn this game. So, recruit units. Ships must be taken from your supply and can be built a maximum 1 ship for each port you own. Own being the key word. You do not own vassal areas, as I understand it. Boy, I wish I did, though. But I remember it being, I think, fairly clear when the rules refer to ownership of provinces, they mean provinces in which you have a town and where there is no vassal token. Yeah, you don't own vassals. So they are not quite as useful as it looks. All right, it's finally warmed up in my recording studio here. So yeah, we'll place those 2 ships there with our build, and then we built these guys here. It's not a lot, but I also want to save as much money as I possibly can to pay off these loans at some point, and I'm hoping I don't have to go to war with Austria. Really hoping I don't have to go to war with Austria. So, next up is going to be Austria itself. Not a military card, please. Diplomacy. We will happy to see that through gritted teeth, as it were. So we pull a diplomatic card. Oop, no. Off the top, please. Counter espionage. There's good cards in that diplomacy deck that I never managed to get to use because I don't want to pay to keep them. So, on the diplomacy action, they do not have a royal marriage or alliance with anyone on the board except they have an alliance with Augsburg. That's right. That just happened not long ago, didn't it? Yeah. It was one of the first cards they picked this turn. So Augsburg is an alliance. So the answer is yes. Has double tax income of NPR? Yes. Does it have influence of 1 in this case? bottom of page 22. What are we asking about? Royal marriage with DOW target. What's at the bottom of page 22? Realm's military capacity is equal to... Yeah, but we're not looking at military capacity. We're looking at constructing units. And that is very clear. It has to be own units. So, yes, if the military capacity, if I say I had control of Lund, for example, and I was trying to build units here, my vassals' ports would count for building land units here in terms of military capacity, but their ports don't allow me to build there, as far as I can tell, directly. So, where were we? They are, I believe, not able to... Oh, yeah, they do have. So they lose one of these, and they eat Augsburg. Delicious. And then they score 3, even though Augsburg is a tiny little thing. They give a lot of stock to the fact that the bots can't do missions. But, man, I've incorporated a lot of territory. It hasn't given me that many points. Okay, so yeah, removes equal to income, blah, blah, blah. Prefer realm adjacent by land. I didn't have any influence there, did I? I did not. Now owns all provinces in a new area. No, so I think that's going to be it. So Augsburg, oh boy, they're almost ready to flip over their plus 20 here and then gain all their extra towns. Or plus 10, whatever it is. Gain the extra 20 towns. So that is a no, and so it ends the turn. Because it does not own all the areas in a new thing. So we go on, boy, I hope, to Denmark. Denmark is still going to pull a card. Convert or focus war. Now, they are Protestant, and yet... Oh, that's something we missed. They should have had a lot more rebels, shouldn't they have? They have a lot more religious dissent than I originally gave credit for. So they should definitely have had rebels here, and they should have had extra rebellions for those rebels. It would have been 2 more, I think. No, because this is... Oh, this is Catholic, and it applies to both. How is that in the end turn sequence that we missed? Military capacity determines the number of units you can build total for land. Military capacity has nothing to do with ships. Ships are in the recruit action, specifically defined in terms of, like if you look in the recruit action, I think it was page 17. Yeah, when you recruit ships, maximum of 1 ship in each port you own, capital O. And they can be placed in a port or a non-hostile sea zone adjacent to it. And regular units, land units, are where military capacity is checked. There is a concept of naval capacity, I believe, but that might only be for bots. I don't remember. Naval capacity is a measure of how many ships a realm can muster in a sea zone. A realm's naval capacity for a given sea zone is equal to the number of ports they own that face that particular sea zone. Large port counts for 2 ports. So there again, it uses the word own. So yeah, it doesn't apply to my vassals. So where were we here? Denmark was doing a convert action, but then we realized that during the sequence at the end of the last turn, they had flipped to Protestant as a result of an event, but we did not penalize them with religious dissent. In each area containing your towns, add 1 that follows a different state religion from your state religion. Add 1 unrest to any town. And they don't have any vassals. So, the bots gain a maximum of 1 from religious unrest. Okay, so let's just say it went to Arctius, and that was the only one it gained, and then it would have rolled 1 extra rebel die. Maybe it would have lost some bot power for this turn. Yeah, it would have lost 1 bot power for this turn. Big deal. So now we're on the convert action where it actually spends a bot power. And goes to here. And boy, are we going to pass before I've been able to use any of my cool stuff? This is going to be terrible. Okay. So I believe they are going to convert. Yes. Now, is Catholic and all its areas are Protestant, or vice versa? No, not all its areas. Only one area is Protestant, but that still means that that's a no. So I think it's going to convert an area and score 2 points. Gosh. Change state religion to majority religion. Oh, well. It would lose. See, if that wasn't Protestant, it would lose points instead. So it's going to gain 2 and convert an area. Oh, God. So it's going to do it in here because that's definitely the one that's got the most development in it. And that's going to be the end of their turn with the convert action. And it's back around to me. I've got to do another trade action, this time with ships adjacent to Lübeck. So I'm hoping that either that or Vienna comes up and I can get another good haul. No. Novgorod. Lübeck. Okay, Baltic Sea, Lübeck could work. Oh, but there's Vienna. Must own a key province to collect. Pest, Pizzoni, Tyrol, or Rudohori. I don't think I'm eligible for this gold. But let's go double check. So Pest is over here. That's a no for me. Pizzoni, I think that's in... There's Tyrol. There's Rudohori. I don't know what Pizzoni is. Oh, there it is, right there. So yeah, we definitely can't do Vienna. So gold is not happening. So I guess we're trading grain in Lübeck. We have Danzig, but we don't have Riga or Rezal, I don't think. No, nothing else there with those ports. So we have 1 for the merchant we're moving over there. And we have 1 for Danzig, and we have 2 ships, which brings us 5 gold. It's okay. I'll take it. Definitely better than the 2 we were about to do. Are there multiplayer scenarios? Yes, absolutely. It is probably primarily a multiplayer game, but I can show you here. The scenario book here has a bunch of scenarios, probably 6. So probably the first main scenario, yeah, is this 4-player scenario with France, Castile, England, and Austria called Discovery and Reformation. This is a very generic scenario where the winner is the one with the most prestige. But you can also convert it to 5 players by adding Denmark, and by 3 players by eliminating Austria and instead using NPR Emperor rules. Then you've got another one called the Imperial Waltz, which seems really cool, and I think I want to play it with my other thing. You can see it's only played on the main continent. You ignore Iberia, you ignore England, and you ignore North Africa. And you've got Papal States, Netherlands, and Brandenburg controlled by players, and Austria bot controlled by the bot. The victory condition is the player with the most prestige at the end of age 3. But basically, this is an interesting scenario because instead of, unlike the first scenario there we were just looking at, where the players are all major powers, like France, Castile, England, and Austria are the 4 big powers at the start of 1444. Here, you are relatively minor powers, and the only big boys on the map are France and Austria, and I believe France and Denmark are going to be dynamic NPR, so they could come for you eventually. So it's an interesting scenario that I do want to try. I've got three friends that are playing it, so that would be interesting. And then the sea route to India is another one that takes you and says, hey, let's focus on a different part of the game. The victory conditions, any player wins if they own 16 towns on distant continents, with at least 2 on each of the distant continent maps. And you're playing Portugal, Castile, England, and France. So in this one, I mean, yeah, you could fight each other, but the war is really going to be over this territory over here in the distant continent. So those are the colonizing powers that are going to be focusing on that. So that's a pretty cool one, too, that I wouldn't mind playing. The 3-player one, you take out France. Might play that with my 3-player group. Wars of Religion, Austria, France, Castile, and England. This one starts a little later, 1511, so it starts in age 2, the Protestant Reformation. And this has same normal victory conditions, but it focuses events and things and missions around specifically those wars of religion that took place during the Protestant Reformation. The Bourbonic Plague is Austria, Spain, Netherlands, and France. This one starts in age 3 in 1618. So you use the other side of the map to start partway through time. And the victory conditions on this one is the player with the most prestige. Additional prestige, though, for every province in Flanders and Wallonia that's owned by Spain. So they're trying to hold on to those territories they had in the Netherlands, et cetera, et cetera. This is mine, the ambitious Margrave. And then it's got a bunch of other things. Now, I don't think it's anywhere in this thing, but the deluxe version of the game comes with additional scenarios. And those additional scenarios often revolve around the fact that the Eastern board is added to the game. But there's one called the Glory for Ulm, where you start as Ulm, and that's a solo. And then there's another one called Purple Phoenix, which is you start as Byzantium, and you've got to fight with the Ottomans and the Poles. And then if you beat either of them, then another one comes in and gets added, like Austria gets added. So, yeah. It is primarily a multiplayer game that plays by the same rules that I'm playing by. All the players would normally doing what I'm doing. Instead, we've got the bots doing all this stuff. Now, what the heck brought all this up? Whose turn is it? What are... I don't forget what we're doing here. Where were we? Austria bot had just concluded, and then I did my trade. And now we have to decide what the bots get out of this. Because in trade, when a human trades, if a bot has, in a maritime trade node, all bots get 2 for main map nodes and 3 for distant nodes. They just get it. Eligible bot. Oh, no, they have to be eligible. The normal rules for eligibility. So Denmark's going to get it because they have a link to it with boats, right? So that's the answer. But Kiev, Novgorod, Margrave. Yeah. Austria can't get any of those if I'm reading it correctly here. But Denmark is definitely going to pick up 2. So that's my trade. Back to Austria bot. Let's see what they are going to do. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Military. And it only cost him 1. Deep breaths. Austria could declare war on me. So are they at war? No. Do they have a claim? Yes. So on a 5 or a 6, they're going to go to war somewhere in Lombardy because that's where they have their claims. Oh, no. Does the claim match the number on a non-colonial claim? No. Any area with a power struggle token? No. Do they have a royal marriage with the disputed succession side up? No. Go to military targeting chart. That's not what I wanted to hear. Come on, man. Don't do this to me. I just finally got some money. All right, deep breaths. It hasn't happened yet. It's a 1, which means the owner of Brescia. That doesn't sound good. Where's Brescia? Oh, boy. See, this is where it would have been nice to have the new version of this module. Oh, in Lombardy. Go to war with yourself, bitch! No, obviously that's not a target. So we have to keep going down that train, though. But down that train will be not Brandenburg. Great. Let's keep going down that. So they already own that, so we got to... Here we go. Another 1. Owner of Franche-Comté. So I believe that owner of Franche-Comté is Franche-Comté or Burgundy. Oh ho! So we now have a target, Burgundy. Is the target an opponent? No. Does Austria have more than 4 influence in the NPR's targeted areas and the target is eligible? No, it does not have more than 4 influence in the areas and the target is eligible. Is the target's strength greater than or equal to 2 times the bot's strength? Now, the 2 times the bot's strength is determined by the number of deployed units plus available. So the bot's strength is 13. So is the strength of Burgundy 26 or more? And I think the answer is definitely no, but out of curiosity, I want to know how much they do have. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 strength with Burgundy. Now, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if this royal marriage and alliance are actually with Burgundy because they are vassals of Burgundy. How does that work? Can you have a royal marriage and/or an alliance with a vassal? If not, I think I should have given it to Gelre or Friesland, because I don't think I did that right. Yeah, no, you definitely can't have an alliance with it. So they had to get the alliance somewhere else. I think they were allowed to have a royal marriage with a vassal, however. No, only the overlord can, right? To the rulebook! No. All right, marriages. Eligible marriage partners. You may marry your own vassals, but not those of other players. If an NPR to whom you are married is vassalized. So I know it's not another player, but I think Burgundy's existence means you cannot, because they have vassals, you can't marry them. I'm guessing that's the case. I don't know if the bot has special rules for eligible marriages. You know, I think it might actually. Target types, placing claims, invalid targets for diplomatic. Target is a DNPR with more than 10 tax income. No, I think we're just going to play it as it lies. I think we're going to say that this was not an eligible target, because when they targeted the Netherlands, I just went with Amsterdam because it was highest tax value is Holland, but Holland is not an available target, so it should be Friesland instead of Gelre. Everything else here. Anyway, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 base tax. So not bad. Let's see. If you don't mind going off a bit topic, I was wondering what your thoughts are on Paradox's recent releases. Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting for people to tell me that Victoria 3 has been fixed before I buy it. I'm, that's one of those, fool me once things. Paradox is not going to pull the football out from under me like they have many times before. I bought and was never made whole by that game. So, yeah. In a secondary trade node, you can only collect at most income according to the third row. Is that right? I thought you could. Yeah, you might be right about that. There was some big penalty for secondary trade nodes. You just have to have more than anybody else, right? Or equal to or more than anybody else from the lowest income row on the card. Yep, that's right. So it didn't matter if I could have gotten... Oh, wait a minute. You're saying... I didn't get 5. I only got 3. Oh, no. Why do you have to be right about these things? Dang it. And now I can't trade anymore. There's no other way to get money except maybe digging around. Well, I'm going to get some tax money, but I'm not going to be able to get rid of any of these loans right away. The taxes are going to be great. Don't get me wrong. Taxes are still going to be great, I think, but I'm not going to get rid of any loans. I'm going to definitely be digging around, rooting around. You know what? I could try to pull back an exceptional year again and get 9 ducats there. I would have to spend 2 to get it out of there. Huh. It's an interesting question. I could also use a revolutionary idea to get bureaucracy, which would get me some extra money to help deal with these loans. Yeah, a lot of possibilities. But right now we need to figure out what's going on. And I think what's going on is we determined that the target is not twice as strong as the bot, so the bot is going to declare war. So it spends 1. Austria is going to go to war with Burgundy. Bum-ba-da-bum. It wants Franche-Comté back in the Holy Roman Empire, and it doesn't care who it has to kill to get that to happen. Now, does it have allies? I don't think so. Didn't it just annex its only ally in Augsburg? So it's not calling any allies to the war. Does it trigger a naval battle? Not with Burgundy. Does it trigger any land battles? No. And they also should be recruiting their entire force. So it's 13. If I'm not mistaken. 1 plus 10 plus 2 for their imperial authority. Yep. Okay. So, yeah, this is going to keep Austria distracted for a while. This is what we needed. So they've already raised their entire army. Their army is on the board. They're already at military capacity, maximum army capacity. Can they siege in the current area? No. So are hostile units in areas less than or equal to 2 spaces away? Yes, move there. So one of the changes that's been talked about in the Discord by the designer is that the bot armies are going to be allowed to move and not stop in neutral areas. They still have to lose influence if possible, but they don't have to stop. So in this case, it's only 1 away. But the other change I think that I've missed is that the bot considers the entire Holy Roman Empire friendly territory for the purposes of calculating maximum army capacity, which is right there in the bot rules, and I missed it for like 7 or 8 videos. When activating, the Emperor will gain stuff. At least I thought it was in here. Somebody quoted it to me. When activating... Oh, bot HRE members. Bot realms that are members of the HRE lose 1 bot power when defending the HRE. Oh, and I should have also given a penalty. Actually, we didn't really have it happen. Anyway, defending the HRE is not being activated here because Austria is declaring war. Even if it's declaring war ostensibly on a way to get something back in, it's not defending the HRE. So I don't have to take a penalty, which is nice. So the bot moves here. And what does it have to fight? It actually doesn't have to fight that much. 2, 3, 4, 5 are adjacent. All of these provinces and all of these provinces do not aid in defense of the capital here because they are not adjacent. So 5 is what's going to fight against Austria bot. And it takes 3 hits. Not a terrible showing for Burgundy. And the bot gains 1 bot power for victory. And then it ends. And so we're going to Denmark bot, which does get another turn. It almost didn't, but now it does. Unrest, which it did really desperately need. And if I recall, that means that we are going to remove unrest from 2 provinces, prioritizing capitals and then large towns. So how about this one and this one? Sure. Now it's back to me. Now, Denmark bot is threatening to pass really soon. At least Austria bot has a long time to go, so I can still afford to do some cool stuff. Like, think about how I'm going to do this. So right now, this development card... Let's make that happen. 1... Or no. I want to be able to convert this turn, right? Which means I want to move my army from here to here. We're not fighting Denmark because we're not enemies. So we can move in here. First, I wanted to move up here so that I could deal with the rebels that are going to be caused by turning this Protestant. Ugh. But that means I can't unsiege this. Ah, I have a plan. And I'm allowing myself the leeway to go back and change things because, dear viewer, I am trying to move as fast as possible to keep this interesting rather than really thinking out my turns. So I'm just going to give myself a little mulligan and say when I recruited those units, I recruited 1 over here, and now I can move my army here, and next turn I can siege this, And the turn after that, I can fix, quote unquote, the religious problem in Pomerania, and then hopefully play development a couple of times before Austria gives up the ghost, so to speak. So let's do it now. Austria bot is up. I've marched in. I can't siege on a crappy march like that. Ooh, you know what? Let's recall the situation. I didn't quite need to do it that way. Okay. So this is the army that was in the Brandenburg. We could, instead of recruiting this cavalry, we could have recruited as infantry, which I think gives us back 2, right? And to be honest, instead of recruiting this artillery, we could have recruited it as infantry, which will give us back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why am I doing that? Because I realized after I did that I was going to be in more desperate need for money than I thought, and I can't afford cavalry or cannons. So when we recruited, we could have recruited 1 directly in here, and the other one directly in here, plus the 2 ships. And now, instead of moving the army or doing anything else, I'm just going to spend 1 military power to unsiege this. So that'll cover. I'm just trying to be as efficient as possible and save my military power because I'm going to need to spend some of it to get rid of some of this unrest. So that's what I'll do this turn, having changed my recruit around and thinking about it a bit more. This turn, instead of moving the army, we simply siege with the army that was built on a previous turn. Okay, Austria's up. What are you going to do when they come for you, a bad boys? So in this case, they're going to siege. 1 bot power per tax income sieged. That's 1, 2, 3 bot power, which is the max they can do. And they're going to have to go ahead and break out all of this. Boy, this is fun. Let's watch Bridger organize some things for a while. But there's a way that this is handled. The bot is actually kind of close to ending the game if they keep expanding this well and this fast. Peak content. That's exactly right. We're doing new and exciting things here. So they are going to get some Occupido tokens. And that should not have been flipped. So they get an occupied on Bourgogne and Franche-Comté. And they're still at war with Burgundy. And now we need to drag, where are those specialty markers? I may have gotten rid of them when I was messing around with the scenario. Because I was like, I'm not going to need these. Who's going to need these? Ah, here they are. So we put this over here to remind us that their tax income is... Why is it plus 20? Oh, a bot's tax. Okay, so if I was a player, I would normally... Yeah, 20 and then 10. I see. So this is reminding us that they aren't at 1 military power, manpower here. They're at 10 plus 1. The numbers are reversed because it's a bot. Anyhow, that siege being successful, I believe, ends their hostilities in this moment, and we go on to Denmark, who has less available than they have spent and is not at war, so they will be drawing an event. Roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the flip. A 4. Opponent's event is revealed. No. Is That's a no. Own event revealed. Yes. Pick this event. Gain 1 bot power if it has ducats. No. Resolve A and then secondary effects. So the Denmark bot's going to pick its Denmark thing and resolve A. Strengthen Dutch ties. Expand to the North Sea, Denmark. No. Denmark gains 10 ducats, and every 10 ducats is 1 bot power, as I recall. And they get 2 influence in the Netherlands, and then you, meaning Denmark, unfortunately, fortunately, I kind of don't want them to pass. They're back in the game, and because they have truce on me, so I don't worry too long about them staying here. So we'll look at this one in a second. Ooh, disputed succession. That'll be interesting. Well, actually, probably won't. So we need an expanded trade. Here we go. I don't know what the difference is between the black and the orange manpower. I think the only difference is this telling you if you want to expand a trade node, it's on the back of these guys. So it's going to expand is it the North Sea trade node? Yeah, expand the North Sea trade node. So the North Sea trade node just got better. And then they get 2 cubes in the Netherlands. All right, 19, and they have 25 left in here, so they're fine. That's 20, and they have 25 left in here, so I'm not running out of cubes just yet. So what else is on here? Nothing. This is done. And if I was to take one of these, I would take the one that gave me something interesting. This one doesn't give me anything except the ability to roll the rebel dice less. This one causes realms at war to take some pain, so there's that. Support for local noble. Targeting only that realm where you have a royal marriage. I don't think I have a royal marriage on anybody. Oh, I do. Bohemia. But this is only a useful thing. Actually, no, I could go to, but they're my vassal. I don't know if they're a valid target of, well, if you go to war with your vassal, I guess they're not your vassal anymore? Boy, that's very confusing. The whole disputed succession thing is not super well explained as to why you do it or what the point of this stupid card is. So, if you declared war on a target in this situation, maybe I just use it as an excuse to annex Bohemia, right? Because it gives me the ability to attack something that is ostensibly not attackable, be it my vassal. I don't know. I know you might not be able to attack your vassal. Maybe only allies would get that exception. It says you may not declare war on an ally, on a realm with which you have a truce, on a player realm who's passed, on an NPR ally of a player realm who has a truce or has passed, on distant realms undiscovered by you. I guess you are allowed to declare war on your vassal. They're just not your vassal anymore. No matter what, I'm not doing it because I'm in no position to fight a war. I should pick this because I get to take the low, the least penalty on the rebel. Plus, I'll get some money out of it. So that's what I'm hoping to do, and I might do that now. The event action has been taken. It did not have. Oh, it did have 10. So it's going to develop. It's going to spend 2 to develop one of its provinces into a large town. Probably another one in Denmark. Makes the most sense to me. Boy, it's looking scarier and scarier, and I still haven't managed to get my development to happen. All right. So that happened. And I think that's a core province for them. Yes, so that did count as a core province. Okay, so they're done, and it's to me, and I think I might use this opportunity to take my event, or take an event, rather. So the Danes have done theirs. And again, I'm taking this one just to minimize the damage it does to me vis-a-vis Rebel Dice. Oops. And it gets me 2 ducats. So that's not... Oh, but if I waited, I could pay off 2 loans. Oh, it's so tasty. I want to pay off 2 loans. Oops. Yeah, I mean, there's only a 1 in 3 chance that... Actually, there's less than a 1 in 3 chance. You know what? We're going to take the odds of not having to worry about this. Let's wait. If we can wait just a little bit longer, then we can pay off loans with the 4 ducats we get from there. So we're going to hope that AustriaBot pulls an event card or takes an event in the near future. Instead, we're going to get done what we want to get done. And what we want to get done is development and subjugation. But I don't know if we'll have time for subjugation. I really need to have time for subjugation. But let's get development done. So this is going to cost me 3 ducats. Okay, never mind. We don't need to worry about the ducats situation. But it's going to cost me 3 ducats and 1 administrative power because I am Protestant and Protestants have a lesser problem with paying to get development here. And we get a couple of cubes here to indicate that we do that, and we're done. It only can be used in provinces where you own all places where you own all provinces. So next up, we have AustriaBot, who is going to continue and grab an event, question mark? Oh, wow. That was a little prescient. All right, they're going to roll the die and see what happens. A 2. Pick second from... Oh, you got to be kidding me. Damn it. It's going to pick this one after all. All right. So now I can grab this one to grab 4 ducats. And then I can pay off 2 loans, which is great. So add unrest to all Dutch core provinces with towns. None of them have towns. And place orange DNPR tokens on all remaining Dutch core provinces. Prefer Amsterdam as capital. Netherlands leaves the HRE and Emperor loses 1 imperial authority. If at least 3 provinces join this DNPR, 5 rebels appear in Netherlands if there's at least 1 unrest there. There's no unrest there, so no rebels are coming. The rebels are coming. The rebels are coming. But I think that means that this marriage and alliance is null and void. Like, the influence here might still stay, but Friesland doesn't exist anymore. It's becoming the Netherlands. Oh, really? I have to search for this. So that goes on Amsterdam. And then we go here and there, Gilray. You can tell where they go because you can see the little tiny crown shield for Netherlands peeking. It's peeking out from behind them. Oh, I grabbed exactly the correct amount. Okay, the Netherlands has done its thing where it's formed and stuff. And like I said, Friesland is gone, so I'm pretty sure that the royal marriage and the alliance are also gone. And now we have to do these other things. So we've got spreading the infectious faiths. The bots will probably use whatever makes sense for them. Oh, that's on this here. Spread infectious faiths. Use auto-resolution rules, except spread own state religion first. If applicable, prefer options that would not cause religious dissent for the bot, and prefer options that would remove religious dissent. Makes sense, but the current cluster is one large cluster of Protestantism. So I think that means that only one is going to be added. And it will prefer areas that won't give it any unrest or problems. And the auto resolution says that it should pick areas with towns and then highest tax value. So I think all areas with towns that are not the bots towns are already Protestant. So highest tax value is Westphalia, as far as I can tell. Because I don't think it's Gotland. 2, 3, 4. This is 5. So that is what it is. All right. And now we've got to do the rebel dice. And the bot, because it's the selecting one, only rolls 1 rebel die. That's so sad. Look at how many rebels they'd have had to deal with otherwise. The bastards. They just roll 1. And that's why I was thinking about picking it, because it does help. In this case, though, it loses 1 bot power. And now I have to roll for my areas. Denmark, actually, let's do Denmark first. They do have to roll one for theirs. And they also lose a bot power. That's kind of working out for me. Let's see. I've got to do 1 up here. Oh, it was right there. I saw it. No. Why, kid? Oh, I was going to pay off 2 loans. Oh, well. And then I have to roll 1 here. And that should be it. I think I got rid of most of my unrest. All right, that's a nothing. Not awful. All right, and then triangles take potential damage. That means this guy, which it's kind of like, yes, get him out of here. He's terrible. Okay, so that was their event. I added the extra money, which is not going to be enough for me. So Austria does not have 10, so they don't get to do that. Instead, we move on to Denmark, who is going to pass and gain 2 bot power. You absolute knob. Oops, I lost 2 instead of gain 2. And now it's back to me. And I better go ahead. I got so many little things to do. I have to go ahead and do this. I have to convert them. Oh, that's right. It only cost me 1. I got to remember that. It only cost me 1 to convert them because I'm Protestant. And change religion, add 1 unrest to an affected town, and then roll rebel dice. So we flip that, and then we roll rebel dice. 1, 2. Come on. Get lucky. Farg. All right. So we got a small rebellion, which means this guy has to fight those guys. So here's my guy attacking. 1, 2, 3. I mean, if they wipe each other out, it's not the worst thing. Okay, at least we got the kill. They're coming back with 1, 2, 3. And they killed my guy. Not the worst outcome. Could have been worse. All right, so we planned for that. We got it. We're done. Now we're going to Denmark bot. And Denmark bot is still in a situation where it did the siege, but it doesn't have anybody to fight, so it's going to pull a card. Unrest, which it desperately needs. Like, it really, really needs it. Which is just going to deal with pulling 2 out of, let's prefer this and this. All right, and that's its turn. Denmark passed. It comes back to me. I am going to, oops, nope, that's not what we wanted. Come back. So I'm going to spend 2 of these uses. And I'm going to develop a small province into a large province. I can only do this place where I own all provinces, but, oh, that's also off. That's good. So we're going to develop Postum. Post-dam. Postum. Good. And that gets us a little closer to this. We can do it 1 more time. We'll gain 5 ducats, and that will be great. So we'll have to change our national focus, and I think we'll have time. I don't think I had the bot pay for this, though. So let's do that. Man, I'm so bad with that. I'm so bad with paying things for the bots. I always pay my own, I think. But I'm so bad with making the bots pay. They'll pay. One day, they'll pay. So they get an unrest action again. But because they're at war, it looks like they'll do a spy action. So this will cost the bot 2. And the spy actions hiding there. At war with any opponent, no. At war with NPR, yes. It instead becomes a military action against the NPR. At war, yes. It's Burgundy is the army's strength. 2 times the target's strength. And does it have 4 more left? Yes, I think it's going to raise its whole army then, because its army size is 10. And the strength of the enemy, well, actually, the strength of the enemy is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it does, in fact, have 2 times the size because the Netherlands has swallowed all of his other vassals. So, yes, army is on board, yes. Can siege in current area? No. So it's going to travel to the closest area and start attacking. So right here, it's going to fight 2 enemies and maybe take some losses. Cross your fingers. All right, 1 loss. Which, I mean, anything less than like 12 losses or 9 losses doesn't really matter because it's just going to grab 9 units at a time every time it recruits. So it is what it is. It'll slow it down maybe a little bit. Now it won the battle, so it gains a bot power, and then it's done, and it's back to me. And I'm going to go ahead and do my change national focus, where I'm going to bring this over here. I'm going to leave the military power there because that's where I really need it. All I needed was 2 admin power to do... oh, no, I actually don't, do I? That's right. Unless I didn't pay for it last time. But no, I think I did. So we'll do this one more time. And that gets rid of this card. Oops. Come here. So we're developing another province. It exhausts 2 uses, so this card is done. And we do this and bring this out. And Altmark is now also a large town. That allows us to complete this. Gain 5 ducats, 1 short. Well, I'll get more. And then I'll get 4 more. And gain 2 influence in any area adjacent to my realm. Well, if I want to integrate Pomerania at some point, that seems like the right place to do. Or if I want to do an alliance, this is the right place to do it. So that's good. And we get to unlock 3C and 3K from our mission deck. 3C, and there is no 3K, or I've already unlocked it. What is this? Beacon of Light. Have at least +2 stability while also having researched 4 ideas. Good luck with that one. We'll try, buddy. We'll try. And Thriving Town gets us 2 prestige. I think we may... Nope, we're not even close. We were at 20 at the beginning of the last video, and we fell so far down, we just barely managed to crawl back. This one, again, I can't do until I subjugate Pomerania. It's so annoying to have so many vassals. You know, I vassalized Nuremberg thinking that I needed to worry about... I should have just taken them all. I should have just taken them instead of vassalizing it. I know that now. Mistakes were made. So that was my turn using the card, and it's back to Austriabot, who is going to pull a... no, it's going to siege. It's going to spend 1, 2, 1, 2, and it's going to siege the 2 areas that are here. So we need some occupied tokens. And oops. Now Austria's got a lot of unrest problems. Unfortunately, it just ignores anything above 5. So it is what it is. So it did the sieging, and now it's back to me, and I've basically got hardly any time left to do anything else. I could do some royal marriages if I really cared. I've got a royal marriage with the one that counts. I could try to get rid of some of this unrest. In fact, I think I'm going to. It's one less thing to worry about. So I'm going to spend this to suppress unrest, and I'm going to do it here. Gulp, because I have no military there anymore. So now I only have to roll for the vassal, I guess. Actually, let's do that the other way around. Let's get rid of the vassal unrest, just in case. All right, that was my action, was suppress unrest. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of one of these loans. And then, whew, that feels better already. Back to Austriabot, who is going to pull a card. Convert for 1. And it does have an area where it would want to convert. So let's go ahead and find the appropriate action. Any areas with religious dissent? Yes. No. Convert area to state religion and score 2 points. Jesus. So this area here would be the one that it's converting because it's got the most bot stuff. Okay. And then it's back to me. Is there any way I can get any of these right now? No. That will happen. I'll get the 5 points from that at the end of the year, at the end of whenever. Can't do that. Have researched 4 more ideas. I will try to do that eventually. For that, we'll need more administrative power. I've got revolutionary idea sitting right here. I've got 2. I wouldn't mind getting this one, but I can't. I guess I could get one of these other ones. Quest for the New World? No. Not going to waste my diplomacy stuff on that. Neither is that really appealing to me. No. We will use our diplomacy. We can't trade anymore because we use both of our... Can that go back? There it goes. We've used both of those. I could pass. Oh, no, I've got to take the event before I pass. And Austria is going to pass anyway. So I got to take this one shot, one opportunity. Maybe I could get an alliance with one of these guys. Just to have it. It just seems like it would be very nice to have an alliance over here. So I'm going to take the alliance action. Forge alliance with an NPR. Both must be at peace. Both must be. There must be at least 2 influence in the realm. Pay half of the target's tax income, maximum 3 as diplomacy, and then add an alliance to the target's capital, and add an extra influence cube there. That's not bad. So I get an influence cube here, and then I get an alliance. Who do we want to ally with over here? Frankfurt sounds like a fun time, because everybody here's a 1 province minor, looks like. So we'll go with Frankfurt. And we are done with that. Now we're back to AustriaBot. AustriaBot is going to pass because they've already taken... no, did I take an event? I didn't take an event. Austria took an event. And they took the event that I didn't like. So Austria passes, and it's back to me. And this is my last action before I am going to have to take an event. Do we get another alliance? I think another alliance makes sense. I've got all this diplomatic power. I'm going crazy with power here. We'll cover that up. And then we'll get Munster. Because why not? I think this is great. I'm happy to be a part of it. Let's do it. And then it comes back around to me, and I have to take an event action. And one of the effects of that event action is that I will get 4 ducats. 1, 2, 3, 4, which I'll immediately use to pay off 1 loan as a minor action. It's part of this. Place a counter-reform token in central Italy. So it's possible that that never got chosen, but it was much better for me to get the money. When Austria passed, it should have gained a bot power. Place a counter-reform token in central Italy. All Catholic player realms must choose. Let's see what the bots are going to do. Central Italy, which is, yeah, Papal State area. Oops, I made it Protestant. There we go. So there's a rule for bots. Pick option A when not active player. So the bots are going to pick option A. Oops, dang it. So in this case, they're going to have to pay 3 bot power, because I don't think they get the option to pay stability. They would just pay 3 bot power. 1, 2, 3. And change to state religion to counter-reform to place a counter-reform token on the... Nope, not that one. There we go. Austria is counter-reformed. Now, that only needs to go to Catholic PRs. So, the Denmark shouldn't actually have a cube in the Papal Curia anymore. I don't know if I messed that up last time, but Austria is now the Papal controller. But there are fewer Catholic parties in the game now. So, and place a counter-reform token in capital area as well. Done. How that affects things, I have no idea. But it looks like now we have to deal with the attrition, is what that symbol is in the bottom. All player realms at war except for you lose 1 for every 4 deployed land units as casualties. So that includes bots in this case, as far as I can tell. So they're going to lose 2. 1 for every 4, rounded down. And then we are expanding France's reach. Oops, I keep clicking that by mistake. Let's put it in Rennes. Okay. And then squares take... Oh, I have no square advisors or leaders or anything. Interesting. Okay, that is finally done. This is now have to be resolved. So France goes again, and disloyal vassals are dealt with. Uh-oh. Crap, I should have looked at it. Why didn't I look? Disloyal vassals. France is going to take Normandy. So, disloyal vassals. Every player realm having areas with vassals but no influence. Pick such an area, gain unrest in all vassals in that area, and place rebels equal tax value of their vassals in that area. Wow. You place no rebels, unfortunately. Jeez, I can't catch a break here. This is just awful. Especially because if the vassals are sieged, I'm pretty sure they go free again. And then I just have to conquer the bloody things again. Pomerania has been nothing but trouble, I tell you what. All right, where's rebels? Where's rebels? They're always right near the back, aren't they? No, not quite near the back. There they are. A province which is assigned a rebel result or sieged by rebels is immediately liberated if it's occupied by an enemy of its lawful owner. If it's the core province of realm other than it or has vassalized it. Yeah, damn it. They're going to roll the rebel dice now, huh? So, cross your fingers, guys. This could get ugly. 1, 2, 3. Oh, phew. I lose a manpower and 2 ducats, but that's not the worst possible outcome. All right, we did the thing, and now O's take some heart damage. All right. Whew. I finally caught a break in Pomerania. Now, I might not catch a break again. I might not. We'll have to do it again at the end of the turn. But I did fix it so they're Protestant now, so that it's not going to get worse. It's never going to get worse anymore. I just need a little bit more military power to take care of 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're done. We're then done. Okay. So that now has Denmark as first player for next turn. Next round, rather. Let's do that before I forget. All right. So now that we're at the end, peace and rebels. Remove casus belli and truce tokens. That makes me sad. I don't want the truce token from Denmark to go away. I need it. I need it. All right. Next, NPR invasions. No NPR invasions. Except it might be. These guys might do something. They might invade over here. Yeah, look at that. Bots suffer a max of 1 NPR invasion. Priority, the one that has the most. That's the only NPR invasion that they can have. So let's remember how NPR invasions work. But I don't know that those are in my little player aid here. I think rebels equal to the, the size of the base tax simply appear. Yeah, there's nothing super valuable here. So now I have to go look it up again, because this is... I just keep remembering there's some kind of tricky thing on everything. So even though I'm very confident I know how this works. So the NPR has to not be an active ally of a player realm. That's true. None of the areas currently, where the NPR currently controls provinces contain units. That's true. At least 1 eligible invasion target. The target must contain a town belonging to the, and it cannot contain units that belong to a player realm which is not at war with the NPR. Contain a town belonging to the player realm to the hostile to NPR, yes. And it will pick the NPR zone capital area if it can, and the area with the most event. So it's definitely going to go into here. And so 2 guys from here, Namur and Luxembourg, are going to go into here, and they're going to fight the bot, and they're going to lose. But are they going to take anything out with them? Yes. 1, 2, 1, 2. I must have missed 1, 2 at some point, because they should have 13, I believe. We're going to reset that in a minute. All right. NPR invasions complete at the moment. So rebel siege removed. There's no rebels on the board. There's some unrest, but no rebels. Peace resolution. Let's find out if the bot is going to make peace, and I think it automatically is. Automatic white peace. No. Has achieved a total victory. No. Oh, actually, yes. Bot must occupy NPR's capital and provinces of tax value greater than or equal to half of the NPR's tax income. That is true. Annex all of enemies' de jure provinces that are controlled by the enemy or bot. Unoccupied vassals are released as NPRs. How do you get stuff you didn't even occupy? Because the bot's not very good at it, that's why. And does it at least come in at unrest? I don't think so. Score prestige equals to the tax value of annexed properties. Ugh. Ugh. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7. So they score prestige equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, they caught up with Denmark. Good job. Oh, I think I only needed 2. And I guess they come out not in unrest, which again, cannot say strongly enough. It's nonsense. It's bullshit. Okay, anyway. Where are we next? Next, that's part of the peace resolution. They gained that. And then we come all the way over here. If enemy still exists, how could it possibly still? Because when it's some of these other ones. All of enemies de jure provinces that are controlled by the enemy or the bot. Yep, did that. Remove any other tokens from all annexed provinces. Remove bot's claims from areas where bot now owns all provinces. For each claim, I should have put a claim down when they declared war, shouldn't I have? Yes, I should have. In this case, it was where Franche-Comté was, so they should have a claim there, and they should flip those 2 when they remove now. Oh no, they have to own all provinces in the area, so they don't flip, because they don't have Savoy. You know, you might call this Austria hungers. I need Austria and Denmark to go to war again. You know what? When Denmark declared war on me that entire time, I forgot to bring the Emperor in. Like, I am a member of the HRE, damn it. I deserve defense. Oh my God. How could I make such a huge mistake? To my own detriment. I swear to God, maybe by the time I'm done with all 3 of these ages, I will be ready to play Purple Phoenix without failing. Maybe. Anyhow. That's going to be all peace resolutions. So now we go to prestige penalties, which is not true. Interregnums, no. Religious dissent. Not me, baby. Everything is Protestant that I am in control of, so we're good. But the bots have a maximum of 1 unrest that's added to areas that don't match. Now, Counter-Reformation, does that technically mean all these other areas that are Catholic? I got to remember if those are actually considered Catholic for most purposes. I think they are. I think it's just an infectious faith is the main difference between that and regular Catholic. Counter-reform realms are areas still considered Catholic and are affected by things that fall under the definition of being Catholic. So they don't have any problems there. And they convert... these areas would gain. But I don't think they can. Yep, there's no other Protestant areas that are going to negatively affect them. They got a couple of convert actions that particular turn that stopped them from having penalties here. Gain or remove unrest. I am not at -2 to stability, so I'm better off. And then roll rebel dice. Well, get to have fun with Austria first. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go for it. So they do have 1 rebellion, 1 unit rebels, and they lose 1 monarch power. So where would that happen? It would happen where their army is by default. So they take 1 more possible casualty on their army. Rebels are not nearly as good a tool against a bot as they are against other players. They're just not as painful. C'est la vie. Because the bot gets to dictate where they go. Because the bot doesn't have the ability to plan ahead. I get it. It makes sense, but still annoying. All right, now Denmark has 1 to resolve. And they get rid of it. Now this is the big kahuna. Can I get more of those get rid of it's, please? Please? Yes! Yes! We got rid of 2 of them! Beautiful! Oh, finally! Everything's coming up, Millhouse. I mean Brandenburg. And then I do have 1 more province in another area. Oh, yes! Things have turned. The worm has turned, people. So we are really getting into next round. It's going to be our round. That's us. No question. All right. Rebel dice are done. Income and upkeep. So we got rid of 2 loans. I feel much better now. But the income and upkeep step looks like this. 11 plus 6 is 17. Plus 5 is 22, baby. Minus 1, 2, 3, 4. Not going to forget it this time. 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. So I get 12. Am I counting that right? I think I got it. All right. We're looking okay. Now we get a subjugate next turn, and we're in good shape. Next round, I mean to say. So collect monarch power. This is not... I mean, we got so much diplomatic power. I got to keep using it. Because we're going to pick up another 5 right now. Man, it would be nice if there was a diplomatic idea that I cared about. I guess being able to fabricate claims for slightly cheaper and to be able to do it across sea zones is not the worst thing in the world. Quest for the New World. I mean, if I could go and get provinces on 2 continents, I could get that one, but that's not really happening. I think instead, I need to get subjugate cards and use these to, like, annex my vassals and or my allies. But I like having these 1 province allies. I'm going to annex my vassals as a more valuable relationship, I think. Vassals just aren't that great by themselves. There are reasons that allies are better. Vassals have some small advantages, but generally speaking aren't that great. Oh, you know what? I didn't count my loans. 1, 2, 3 when I had to pay the penalties. All right, anyway, we're on now picking up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 for admin power. Good. And my lonely 1, 2 for military power. So, again, I appear to have another round full of great diplomatic stuff coming to me. So, what's AustriaBot getting? They're getting their 8. They're getting 1 for being HRE controller, and they're getting 1 for being the papal controller. I forgot you get a lower upkeep on your advisors when you're papal controller. That's nice. But in this case, they are not uncontested controllers, so they don't get the bonus of 1 Catholic player realms -1. So actually, they would never get it because it would be 0 every time because now we have no Catholic player realms. Giving the bird to Austria. Don't tell them. And look at this. Denmark bot. With 17 because they ended so soon. Boy, that's scary. That is really scary, especially when they have a claim in an area that I am in. Just not happy. I need a core there. I need a core there desperately so that if they do take something, I'll at least be able to get it back. With a nice, I'll have a nice Reconquest Casus Belli. Is that a thing? I think it's a thing. No, they don't make it a thing, do they? Not really. But no, when you lose a core, you get a CB token, don't you? That's kind of Reconquest Casus Belli. Anyway. So, that's income and upkeep. The Emperor, the Emperor actually doesn't get that extra one until we roll to see what happens to their Imperial Authority. Which is a 3, which means nothing changes. A 4 would have increased it. A 6 would have, a 4 or better would have increased it, actually. But, no, a 5 or better would have increased it, but not this time. So yeah, they do just get the 1 for being at 2. That +1 diplomatic power actually gives us +1 diplomatic power. Okay. Now, ladies. Score prestige for stuff. No. Cleanup. Update manpower. So let's see. Our manpower should be much better now. 6, 7, 8, 9, 14. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. However, we also have these extra +2, so it should be 16. So we gain 2 more. We are becoming our own military powerhouse here. The bot doesn't appear to gain that much that fast. Let's see. The bot has 10, 15. Okay, never mind. I take it back. 10, 13, 15, and 17 because of the yeah, Austria is just insanely strong now. So maybe if Denmark declares war on something that's not me, but is in the HRE, I don't think that's possible now that I look at it. And you know what? I'm pretty sure the Netherlands should be removed from the HRE because it's completely owned by non-HRE. Or no, I thought the event would have said that the Netherlands is removed from the HRE. Yes, Netherlands leaves the HRE. It was part of the event. It's not any other way. So I just forgot to put the token down. So good to know. All right. What is this? I somehow copied it by mistake. Okay, delete it. Okay. And the bot power for the manpower for these guys here is 6, 10. Yeah, Denmark has not been expanding the same way that Austria bot has. Austria bot is just crushing it by not attacking me, which is good and bad. That's how I say. All right. Manpower has been reestablished, and now it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I get 4 back. Can we do this? Is over here. Can we do this? Yep. And then there. Now they're in nice rows. And the exhausted ones, I mean, they're exhausted. You can't blame them for wanting to lay down, honestly. Okay. And refresh merchants. I can do that. Discard bot colonists. Remove plague. Adjust imperial influence, which doesn't do anything. Remove tags. All right. That is it. We'd have to discard down to 5 action cards. We've got lots of action cards. I've been saving them up. I don't know what to do with these royal marriages. Maybe I can get one with the Netherlands and then also try to get an alliance with them. Although right now the problem is that Denmark is... I do have a new alliance card. Hey! That's not bad. I get a royal marriage with Denmark, and then I put the new alliance down. That's a good use of my large amount of the thing, the diplomatic power. I like it. Okay. That's the plan for next time. We now have to refresh the bot card decks. I don't remember where the heck in the list refreshing the bot cards is. It's the very bottom of the B section of cleanup. Okay. So this always goes in here. This, we've got 8 they spent, so only 4 come back. And this always come back, and then 2 come back from here. All right, we are ready and set. I don't know when we'll be back with this. Do we want to do more tonight? Do we want to finish out the age? You know, I think I do. Let's give it another 10 minutes here, and we'll be back with a new one. Recheck the channel, because the stream is going to end, and we'll pop up a new video on the stream. And same thing with Twitch. You can just hang in there. We'll be back. Thanks for watching.